Alright, hi, this is Sean Richards. So assignment number 2 is called Reference and Style. And for that, basically all you have to do is, on your desktop, you're going to right click and go to New and Folder, and just create a folder called Reference, and then do another folder, call it Style. Okay, so the Reference folder is basically for all of your Google images and images that you're going to download to inform your drawing. Style folder is basically just the kind of images that inspire you, that are kind of the look that you're trying to imitate. We want to definitely go for a contemporary, meaning within the last 10 or 20 years style. We don't want to get a lot of influence, or we don't want our drawings and animation to look like drawings or animation from earlier than 1990, really, because it'll look dated and it won't sell well. So the whole point of this is basically so that we want all the artists at Muvu to have a similar style. If everybody just came in and they kind of just animated in their own unique way, we wouldn't be able to have any use for them, because they would just contribute things that were totally inappropriate for the game. You need to be able to, as a professional artist, commercial artist, you need to be able to adopt the style and imitate other artists, other artists at the same organization, or other artists, styles in other popular games and stuff like that. So to just get everybody on the same page in terms of style, I want everybody to go to characterdesign.blogspot.com. When you go to that site, just characterdesign.blogspot.com. Over on the right, there's a section down here with this guy holding a sword. It says 4 more interviews. Click here. Click there. This computer sucks. Just kidding. Okay, so on characterdesign.blogspot.com, under more interviews, just look at any of these artists. A lot of them are, really familiar, popular, contemporary artists who contribute to Nickelodeon and DreamWorks and, Pixar and all those places, and we want to imitate them, or just be inspired by them. I love this artist, Steve Lambie. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but he's got great art. I love his style. He's got this vampire dude that I want to be inspired by, or copy, or get ideas from. So I'm going to save that into my style folder. And I also want to look at David Coleman. I love David Coleman's art. I think if I could draw in any particular style, it would be close to his. I just think he has great characters, great facial expressions. So anyway, you just go into this site and just browse around. People that you've just never heard of. Spend a good hour browsing around this site and just getting inspiration. If you want, you can read some of these. They're all interviews. The interviews aren't important for this assignment. When you have time later, I would suggest reading these, because it might help you in your career. It's kind of fun to read about other artists. And yeah, just download some stuff that inspires you. So once you've collected 10 of those images, let's just pretend I collected 10, then you're done. And you're going to sort of try to imitate those artists, or just after looking through all those, you'll have a sense of like the ballpark of the type of animation that we want to create here, as contemporary artists who are trying to sell our work. Yeah, so reference. So what you use the reference for is, all artists, basically commercial artists, they create stuff from reference. They don't just draw things out of nowhere. They don't copy, they analyze from reference. So from my story, I have a story about a vampire. I know that I'm going to do an alleyway from New York City. I know that it's going to have a garbage can, an alley cat, and the vampire is going to be a cartoon mouse. So already I have a whole bunch of reference to download. I have to download a New York City alleyway. Okay, so I'm just trying to find some alleyways that look cool. Give me some ideas. It's very hard. I mean, I guess some artists can do it, but I certainly can't do it. Like, it's very hard to just kind of know how things look in your imagination, unless you're like, you know, an idiot savant or one of those like semi-retarded people who can just imagine and have a photographic image in their head when they close their eyes of something they've seen before. It's hard to kind of really know how things look if you're trying to draw them from your imagination. So you have to get information. So I'm going to download that, and I'm going to put it into my, I mean, all this stuff, like I would never have thought that there was, you know, a garage door with one of these little things. I mean, now that I look at it, I'm like, oh, of course, that's an alleyway. But it wouldn't have come to mind when I thought of it. So I'm going to use those when I make my alleyway. There's a curb, there's like bags, there's you know, all sorts of information in this. And I'm not going to make it exactly like this, but I'm going to use those somehow and tweak them and make them how I want it. But I'm going to use them as things that indicate to other people what an alleyway looks like. You know, one of these fire escapes. I mean, I would never have thought of those. So I would download a couple alleyways. I'd probably take a few more. I'd get like this one. It has one of those dumpsters, but I actually want more of a garbage can. And don't download. I would not download other people's drawings or digital art. Just try to get the genuine article. Try to get like photographs of the real thing. Garbage can. Okay, so I would use that garbage can. I would download it, save it as the reference. I would get a vampire clothes. That's pretty much exactly what I'd want to use for the vampire. That kind of cape, those kind of pants, that kind of whatchamacallit around the back of his head. So that's what I would do. I would just get reference for everything. I would get a reference for the alley cat. I'm thinking sort of a tan alley cat with a kind of a wide face. Something like this guy, probably used as a reference. So, you know, now I know what a cat face looks like, and I can make a cartoon version of that. So, once you've downloaded, you know, 10 to 20 reference images of everything that's in your story, you're using the previous assignment to download all of your reference images. You want to have reference images for everything that's in your story. Then I want you to go to YouTube. And I want you to type in Thang Zoo Portfolio Prep Part 1. Okay, I want you to watch Portfolio Prep 1 of Feng Zhu.
We're going to do something a little bit different this week. We're going to actually talk about...
And I want you to watch Prep 1 and Prep 2. In this demonstration right here, he's going to explain something that's really fundamental to what we're doing. And most people already know this, I'm sure you already know this, but we're not copying anything. You don't copy your art. Like basically you don't look at your photo images and just draw the silhouette. You use it to sort of draw something in your own little world. You draw from your imagination, but you use information from your reference folder to draw something from your imagination and depict it in the way that you want. It's very important. It's very different than copying a model. Like, it's not the thing where you hold your finger up to the model and you kind of make sure that you're measuring everything right and just you know, copy what you see. It's not that. It's you look at the model and then you draw that model from a completely different angle in a scene that is basically a 3D space that you are depicting from your imagination. But you're not doing it from your imagination entirely. You're sort of combining the information that you're getting from your Google image reference, and you're kind of implementing some of the style that you're getting from your style folder. And that's pretty much the way we want to work, is we want to look at our style stuff, we want to look at our reference stuff, and draw things that are sort of a combination of our imagination, but they're informed by, you know, the real proportions and look of real things. Fun stuff. Okay, so that's it. That's assignment number 2. Get to work.